What time is it?
Your show.
Yeah, what time is it?
Your show.
Yeah, what time is it?
Your show.
Yeah, he's back from the dead.
Your
Putting it
show.
on the map, yeah. Saskatoon, right next to New York. Yeah, what show, yeah?
Your show.
What time is it?
Your show.
Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah.
Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah?
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, move on to treat, yeah. Keep listening.
Hey girl, you get back up here. It's Monday. You got to come back up. Welcome to another Monday edition, another new week. The same Your Show, the only live show that we know that exists. Live, located out of Saskatoon from 4 to 5 p.m., Monday to Friday, as well as the number one ranked show that has a dog featured that always walks away from her spot whenever it's about time to do a Maggie. Hope you had a great weekend. My name is Gary, and we around here had ourselves a lovely weekend. And by we, I mean Margaret and I, as we did some things, and then we had a little trip, and then we did some other cool stuff that we're going to get into a little bit. Last night, we got into a lovely draft, and all the love going out to our good buddies in the Fat Tito draft, the ultimate Fat Tito draft, which is so much fun. We get a bunch of different draft nights each year, and we draft teams, we draft individual players. Last night, we did Champions League soccer. We drafted a soccer team, which was pretty cool. I had no idea. I got my associates, Verno and Stevie, as well on our team, with a name that we can't say on the YouTube show. A very fun name. And yesterday we picked soccer for Champions League. And then we picked as well NFL team and one NCAA college football team. And it's a lot of fun to our commissioner, Mr. Rabko, and all the boys we saw. That's one of the funnest parts of this draft is you get to reconnect with all of your buddies that you've been connecting with over the years, and it's always a lot of fun. So thank you again to everybody who was at the Fat Tito yesterday over at the Cave. Let me tell you, my man George, ooh-wee. The quick story, the food there is so unbelievably good. If you haven't been to the Cave, you got to check it out because it's so incredibly delicious. But we had a spot in front of the TV at first, and then some of the boys were, my man Purds, love Purdy. He was saying we were in the way of the TV, and then some other people started chirping us, so we moved to the back. There was a little side table right beside the food table setup. So I was sitting here, and I had 3 pizzas right over here. So when everyone was looking, I just grabbed another one. I think I ate like 10 pieces of pizza, and like 6 chicken fingers. Like I put on a manly display of eating delicious food. So thank you to George and the team over at the Cave as well for an amazing Fat Tito Ultimate Draft as another season begins to kick off. Now, Maggie, I know what you're doing here. I got a treat over here. Look at it. Margaret! Can you see? We got Phenom on the ones and twos. Can you see the back of my shirt on the TV? Cool. Best in the biz. Best in the biz. If you want to enjoy some of the greatest YouTube show production, the funniest dude, the quality, just an incredible human being, check out Photo Prospector, all right? The Photo Prospector is the guy that every single time you talk to him, your day gets better. And he's so good at what he does. So we did a little double promotion as we were about to get to here with a couple previously recorded segments to help us get through this Monday. Maggie, come here. Yeah, see, sometimes it just takes a little bit of motivation. And that means, Phenom, it's time to go to the Maggie Cam. All right, now, turn around. We almost had it. That's her fluffy butt right there. She's got the fluffiest butt going. Yeah, you want to turn around and say hi to the camera? You'll turn around right away. We got this. The Maggie Cam for our incredible, fantastic friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer, Mike and Rochelle, along with Margaret's beautiful boyfriend, Leroy. Always there to make your day so much better. And if you go after hours or on the weekends, you'll see Kirsten, Shar, and Chris. All of them very able and incredibly capable of making your day the greatest of your life. The second you walk in there, the food, the treats, the toys, all of it. It's so fantastic. All waiting for you over at Pet Planet on 8th Street. your pet's natural grocer. Look at her. She finally got in the right spot. She always gets there eventually, which we really appreciate. But that is such a beautiful, beautiful. Right on. Well done, Phenom. That was good. Good opening. Good opening for walking in here with no. See, I was literally napping. I missed a bunch of phone calls and texts and stuff. I was napping, trying to catch up after the weekend we had as we rolled out to Big Shell. Normally we go to Echo Bay. That's where my mom and dad have a lovely cabin, but this is over sort of on the other side. And my good buddy Pistol Pete's got this compound. It's not even a site. It's like a compound. And we were out there all day Saturday. He's got his own wiffle ball field. He built a wiffle ball. It's the coolest thing. We were out there, lots of heat, as you know, lots of sweating going on, but a lot of laughs and fun and great times being shared. So thank you to everyone involved with that over the weekend, and to our friend Aiden, who took care of Margaret. You got to go out and hang out with Jakey and Henry and Sam and the whole little tribe over there, which is very, very nice to have people like that in your life that are always willing to help out. So thank you. I guess the point of me bringing all that up is I haven't slept in 2 days. So if it looks like it, I apologize. That's how it goes. But nothing stops a live show. And this is why when we were at the Ganbate anime convention a couple weeks ago and we were talking in a panel, we were talking about the importance of honing your ability to basically be able to do live, whatever it is, hosting events, doing shows like this, whatever it is, just having that safety net that you normally get from recording down here, just having that gone, it really helps create your ability to be able to speak like this and to be able to talk and communicate and say hi to your man Phenom and just do all these things that you normally wouldn't get. So the live element is so incredibly important if you're looking to get into media in any way, as YouTube seems to be the place to go nowadays, where everyone goes for their content. So even I feel like pretty soon we'll start to see some more radio and TV people making the switch as numbers continue to slow down over there and come up over here. And luckily for us, we're right at the top of that, which is very, very nice. Also on the weekend, my banjo impression. The Banjo Bowl went down. Now this used to be just a little willy-nilly game that was always the week after the Labor Day Classic, which is the biggest game of the year until you make the playoff. The Riders in Winnipeg, they played a football game. We got ourselves one of the greatest Rider insiders in the history of the sport, and we're going to bring him in now with a previously recorded segment. You take her away there, Phenom. Happy Monday to you. That's the dumbest way to start this. It's been a long week, and we did a lot of stuff.
It's not happy. Happy and Monday don't belong in the same sentence.
Dude, if Garfield taught us anything, we don't talk about Garfield
and
enough.
Lasagna.
And oh, God, don't get me started. I had lasagna.
Oh, yeah?
So when's the last time you had lasagna?
A couple months ago, maybe a month ago, maybe 2.
You a big fan?
Oh, I love lasagna.
It's so good, eh?
Yeah, when it's done right. Bad
Just
lasagna,
it can go real bad real quick.
but good lasagna.
You know this guy from The Viewing Room? He is the co-host there along with our favorite little dragon, a.k.a. Dragon. He's our guy. They do an incredible movie review show, which you will thoroughly enjoy, I promise you. You also know him as the face that built the place. He's producer. He's in charge of everything. And whenever anything gets broken, he's the guy that yells at us. So
I don't yell.
he talks in that tone. He talks in the one that just reeks of disappointment, but never acknowledge it. So he is here, and it's Monday, and we're going to make it a good day. How you doing, buddy?
I'm,
Come on.
chugging along.
Come on. In case you're wondering why he's here,
Life is going.
he is here because the Riders had another football game.
They did.
Some people call it football. I don't know if I call that display football.
It was a game.
I was trying to be
It was a game.
a smart ass there.
It was a game.
Why was that 7 in a row now?
This is the seventh loss.
I had a real chuckle to myself when I was thinking of you as I was looking at the standings. You remember about a month ago when we were in here and I was talking about the Bombers? You're like, they're done. They suck. Like they got nothing.
Yeah.
They're now
They're first in the
place?
West. They're first in the West, yeah.
Come on, not Winnipeg, bro.
No, well, I mean, it'll be like, what, the 5th year in a row that they,
Well, yeah. So I'm hoping you're going to put the jinx on the Bombers now.
Yes, oh, definitely.
Yeah. Dude,
yeah.
what the hell happened? Why can't
It's one thing is we're close, right? The last several games we've been close.
people are saying
But
they're
as
sick of being
people,
close?
but as my dad has always said, close only counts in horseshoes and shit fights.
Way better than hand grenades.
I know, right? I always horseshoes and shit fights. That's my.
I'm telling you, there's a reason your dad's one of my favorite human beings on earth. That's one of the many right there.
But anyway, no, we're close. I mean, the last few games have been within a drive, and we're just a bit behind.
Yep.
And I think it's growing pains in a way. This is a new team. It's a brand new coaching staff.
Yep.
A lot of new players. We've had 15 offensive linemen throughout the season already.
I did not know that. That's a game changer.
It's insane. I mean,
That's
we've gone through so many. So it's just growing pains. I think we all started off, and when we were winning, we're like, oh, this is the season.
Everyone
but we all
was feeling
forgot
it,
that
man.
this is the first season with this group.
And this is the
You know.
Riders.
And it's the Riders.
That's the biggest.
The fourth
take
quarter
home.
curse. That's what I always call it. It's the fourth quarter curse. We always lose games in the fourth quarter, and we always lose in the fourth quarter of the season.
Spectacularly.
Yeah.
Anything that's in the fourth quarter area.
Yeah, pretty
Bad
much.
news.
Yeah.
So when you say growing pains, can we delve in a little bit more? Like, is
I think
Trevor Harris still the guy?
This season, yeah.
Yeah,
Is he?
okay.
I don't. I mean, he's not a franchise quarterback. Like in that, like he's not going to be the quarterback we're going to build a team around for the next 5 years.
But can he at least be the quarterback that won you 5 straight to start the year?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
For this season, he's what we need. We need the experience. We need the leadership.
The savvy veteran.
Yeah.
The old guy.
I think it's just little mistakes, little disconnects. I mean, and inconsistencies. I mean, last week, I was like, wow, the receiving core is not doing great. This week, they were on. Like they were doing really well.
Yeah.
But we still didn't win. So it's just little things. I think like little disconnects, little errors that will hopefully iron out as the group gets more comfortable with the coaches and the coaches get more of an idea what the players' abilities are and what their strengths and weaknesses are.
I'm going to ask you a real pro sports host/reporter question that gets thrown around.
Give a terrible answer.
No, you're going to be perfect for this. Was it the Bombers winning or the Riders losing? Like, did the Bombers go out and win the game, or did the Riders throw it away and lose
The
it?
Bombers won.
Okay. So
Yeah,
there's no disconnect in there.
I don't think it was like if we'd been playing, a worse team.
Yeah.
We probably would have won, in my opinion, like the way we were playing.
Yeah. Okay.
A
So the
couple
quality was there.
interceptions. I mean,
That's what I heard the big story.
The
was.
last interception basically killed the last 40. I think the last interception was with 38 seconds left. So it's like, well, there goes the game,
And like you said, still with a chance.
And still with a chance. If we hadn't made that interception,
Still with a
if we'd
chance.
made that pass, we would have been within, for sure, field goal range, which wouldn't have done anything.
Yep.
We would have been, 38 seconds on, I think the 30-yard line or something.
And 38 seconds in the CFL is like 5 minutes.
Well, especially when you're that
nuts.
close.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's
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 the
easy.
one good thing with when the Rouge came out and everyone started talking about like the individual synchronicities or those little things that the CFL does that no one else does. It was uproar of, oh, the Rouge is so dumb. You can't win a game by missing a field goal.
I mean, I
Yeah.
agree.
But at the same time, you go from that, then you get the little things like the fact that you could have 38 seconds. It's not like the NFL where the clock keeps going. Like that clock stops until they blow it in again. So you actually have basically like a timeout if you're quick about it on every play, which allows you to have an opportunity at the end of games like that.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. Just don't like it when old Trevor Harris throws another interception.
And it was the same guy both times.
Oof.
2 interceptions in the game. Both were Terrell Ford.
Where has my guy Roland Milligan?
I don't know.
Gone?
He's still playing really well. He's still playing well.
He's just not getting all the
He's
picks
just
anymore.
not. He's
You
not
know what
getting
that
all the
is?
picks and everything.
We call that the Deion Sanders effect, where you're so good. If you're a shutdown corner, your stats never pop, but that's what makes it so impressive because no
Because
one
they're
ever
not
throws
throwing
it.
over there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's that good. So
Yeah.
maybe that people are starting to realize maybe don't throw it to number 0 over.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. It's yeah.
You don't sound like a guy who's very excited for the future of this franchise.
Well, this season, I mean, we're
Hey,
mind you, we've been playing really good teams the last few weeks. Ottawa is doing really well. Winnipeg is doing well. I mean, they're first in the West. BC is doing well. Toronto was doing well, not really anymore.
How's that Rourke kid doing?
He lost the first couple. They won. Then they blew out. Ottawa. Then they lost to Ottawa. I watched that game. I was like, yes, we retained our first in the West. And then the next game they just blew him out. So I mean, I think he's settling in. But no,
That
it's
takes some time.
no.
So where, to quote the band Blink-182, where do we go from here?
bye week, which I'm hoping will help give us a reset, turn things around.
Turn on the lights down.
And then Calgary, which will be a fun game.
Nothing can cure a losing streak
Like playing
taking
Calgary.
on the frickin' Stamps, bro.
Yeah, so September
excited.
20th, 7:30 p.m. in Calgary. I did
and
my research.
And this, I was going to say, I'm not used to it. They're turning slowly more and more to Jamie Nye. By the second, the greatest rider insider in the history of mankind. Hello, Jamie Nye and Scotty Villa and Drew and Britton and all the boys.
Yeah.
I guess I could shout out everyone else. Dale Davis. Mr. It's Eating Time himself, the great Belton Johnson. Favorite dude. Love the Green Zone so much. So that means there's some time without football.
Yeah, we got a week without football.
Dang. Wonder what's going to... Yeah. If I was to make a prediction, I would say that is the game that will make or break the
I
season.
think it's the
You lose that and
turnaround
you're
point.
done.
The bye week is going to give us a chance to reset, and it's Calgary.
Recover,
And it's
and it's Calgary. God, I hate those Stampeers. Whenever you feel bad about how this losing streak's going, just look over there.
Yeah,
Hey, then you feel a little better.
Edmonton's worse.
I was just gonna ask, are they close?
They're coming. They've turned their season around, but I still
Ever since they decided to start
Trey Ford.
Trey Ford,
Yeah, pretty much.
that kid's exciting.
He's
A Canadian quarterback.
yeah. I will.
Canadian.
It is cool to see a Canadian
So
quarterback
awesome.
do well.
I love that.
Yeah.
We get to see a lot of them, but they never do well. So this is good.
Yes.
His name is LB, co-host of The Viewing Room, as well, the face that has built this place. He's my sweet, beautiful prince. And not only that, he's also our rider insider. Thank you so much for the update, buddy. I appreciate it. We got a smile on your face. And then once the Riders win the Grey Cup,
Yes.
we can really throw a party for it.
We're going to throw a party at the Grey Cup.
Even better.
If the Riders are in it, we'll throw a big
Do you
party.
promise?
We should do a live watch party or something. We should
Or
totally.
can we take the show on the road? I
It's
know
in-
that's a lot of work
It's in
for you.
Vancouver. It's in Vancouver.
I don't care if the Riders are there.
The
We'll
Riders
send
in?
you.
You want to do it?
You know what? I won't even have to go. We'll just send you, and you can do like one little. It has to be better than Zoom. We'll get you the camera set up like
Yeah.
Cadillac. Only you know how to do. But I think that would be very cool. Put you on location. You could be our guy on the scene.
I'm not going to turn down a free trip to Vancouver
That's why we love
and the
him.
Riders.
Hell
and the
yeah.
Grey Cup. So
Dude, thank you so much. That was fantastic. LB, give it up. I guess you can't do that when there's no one in the
no, there's
studio.
nobody here.
It's going to be a funny ending, though.
Yeah. Funny. Haha.
The Viewing Room, I'm telling you, you got to check it out. New episodes every Tuesday. That means tomorrow we're getting another one featuring the great LB and Dragon, two of our not only youngest employees or family members, but also two of the most creative and hilarious dudes you'll ever see. And I was just looking at the notes because LB, again, big thank you to LB, who guest hosted on Thursday as we had one of our football draft, the golf portions of the auction draft. Long story, but LB filled in the first time ever that we had a fill-in host for your show. And he, of course, passed with flying carpets because that's what he does. And we love him so much. In his notes, though, he's talking about our friend AA Ron and the team over at Coliseum Presents, as they just did Wayne's World last weekend. I saw one of the notes he had. It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just really sad. Now picture me wearing all Reebok and doing that. Love Wayne's World. But the movie run that's coming up, the Coliseum Presents, the greatest Batman film of all time, the history of Batman. That would be the original 1989 Batman with Michael Keaton, the only true, real Batman. I don't care what anyone says. Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson was the Joker. Still had nightmares. I still use the term. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? Came for that movie. Then they got Ghostbusters. They got The Shining going on, Labyrinth, a lot of great things coming up with our friends over at Coliseum Presents as they bring the movie-going experience to you with older movies that you normally wouldn't get to go see in the theater. It was very cool. So thank you again to LB. And just thinking, we might have to look into doing some sort of fundraising if we're going to be sending LB to the Grey Cup in BC. I feel like that was the thing. It's like, okay, hold on. If the Riders go to the Grey Cup, yeah, you're going to have to spend some money. You're going to have to spend LB down there, and he's going to be our on-site correspondent. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, fingers crossed for that. As we continue on the Monday edition of your show, my name is Gary, and you can see right now on the bottom of the screen. If you're not watching and if you're listening, wherever you find your podcast, be it on Spotify's or the Amazon or the Apple Music or any of those in between, you can enjoy that there. Yeah, because again, audio only. If you're watching right now, you could see the banners going on underneath. We just had one up for the Fall Feast. Our incredible friends over at Elmwood putting on another very exciting Fall Feast. September 19th, going on to Prairieland Park. You're going to elmwoodYXC.ca to get your tickets. And you can get a table by the Nickel Plumbing table that we got going on there every year. And we've done a bunch of voiceover work. We're going to talk to our good friend Maggie. Hopefully by the end of this week, we'll get her in for a visit to talk about the importance of this event and the importance of transportation for adults with disabilities. And she's always a great person just to talk to in general because we love Maggie. We love Maggies around here, sort of our thing. So be sure to get yourself over to the Elmwood Fall Feast. And if you can't, still at any point, just like any of our big organizations that we support so incredibly much, anytime you can donate anything, it is a huge help and it just makes everything so much better. So that's with our friends at Cosmo, as well as Deb and Lori over at the Saskatoon Food Bank and Learning Center, Man Protzi, the team over at the Firefighter Burn Fund, like all these really important things that we've been doing for years and years now. They always need help. So if you have anything to donate, I know it's hard. Life's hard out there right now. We're trying to make it better. That's why we started this whole place. But any little bit makes a difference. So the NFL season began. Yeah, it's happened. Week 1, almost in the books. We got Monday Night Football going on tonight with the Jets in San Francisco to take on the 49ers, the final game of Week 1. All the love and support going out to all of my fellow fantasy sports players who, after just 1 week, have probably lost all their players and are guaranteed not to make the playoffs again. Join the club. Nice to have you here. But it's always a lot of fun. We got our buddy Clayton Kroker, who is just the coolest dude in the world. I love him so much. He's been on the show forever. He sort of went on his career change at the exact same time that we did ours here, and we always promised to keep each other in the loop. So that's why sometimes you see me in some of those commercials with him. We got those Breaking Bad ones, which are very funny, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. He's also a big-time sports guy. He had us on the Sask Sports and Food podcast, which was so good. And we did a NFL preview. So this was a previously recorded segment. It was a long one, so we actually played it in 2 pieces. We played the AFC preview for you last week, and today we will now present to you the NFC version of our NFL preview with Creator Aid's very own, the man that we love so much, a dude that is discovering all the things in Saskatchewan and then taking the best of them all and bring them up to the forefront so we can help support all of these other cool things. He's just a great, great guy. It's time for our NFC preview with Clayton Kroker.
NFC time. NFC East, the most interesting division in football.
boy.
I just love the storylines. I call this
crazy.
the young and the restless division because there is
So
nothing
true.
but drama.
All the time.
Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, Commanders.
The only division that can make a chase
Like, do you think
for
the
like 5 wins.
Yeah. Do you think the
Interesting.
Commanders and Giants are going to do anything? Like, I really believed in Daniel Jones.
So did I.
And, like, even though he played like shit last year, I was still like, man, he's still pretty good. Like, I thought it was just it was like a Darnell Nurse situation. You guys gave him way too big of a contract.
Yeah.
Like, he's a $25 million quarterback. He's not a $40 million quarterback,
Overpaid.
right? But I don't even think he's like a $10 million quarterback anymore. He had a dog crap
It was
preseason.
bad. It was very
And, like, everyone was like, man, he's got a beard. He looks hot. Oh, man. Cool.
How
And,
does he
like,
throw?
he's still crap. Man, even his checkdowns are bad.
Yeah, bro. Who's starting at running back there?
I don't even know. That's the thing. They got rid of Saquon there, too. I couldn't name you I could maybe name you 5 players on the Giants.
Yeah,
Daniel
like they
Jones,
got-
their rookie, Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, I'm excited for him.
Who's on
That's
their
about it.
defense? Thibodeau, their big D
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
They've drafted
There's
really
also
good in the first
Thibodeau.
round, but they have not drafted well in later rounds.
That's where Singletary is.
They don't have a
Devin
lot- yeah.
Singletary
Yeah.
is the running back,
Oh
starting
my
running back
God.
in New York for the
Oh.
New York Football Giants.
Like the waiver wire hero of the past 3
Yeah.
years.
So
if you
that's how
needed
good
a
they're
running
doing.
back, and like if you're in injury trouble, you would go to the waiver wire.
He's your guy
Devin Singletary.
every time.
Always there, right
Every
next to.
time.
There's a couple guys in there. Was always like Alfred Blue back in the day, Ben Tate.
They're all.
Yeah, all those guys.
We should make a list or a
Waiver
team
wire
of
running
those.
back. So waiver
Yeah,
wire
we
running
could
back
do one.
draft.
That would be
All-time waiver wire running
frickin'
backs.
hilarious.
Oh, man, there's a lot of guys we can
That
come up with.
Giants
Chris
team-
Ivory.
Don't get me started, bro.
So-
And
Carlos
we
Hyde.
remember these things because of how bad our teams
Yeah.
were that we were scrambling. So it's always those same guys. Like, I'm not going to
28-year-old
do it.
Carlos
I'm not gonna
Hyde
do
gets
it.
me at least 9 today. Come on,
Just
baby.
want one.
Yeah.
Just give me 1 point. Giants are going to be horrible.
They're
I don't
not
think
gonna
there's.
be good.
Yeah,
I
that's,
think they'll
it's
be
bad.
picking first.
Yeah.
And like, I
they'll
don't think their
earn it.
backup quarterback's any good. Like they got DeVito.
Yeah, Tommy
And
DeVito.
they got they picked up a quarterback too in the offseason. I forget who it was, but they got DeVito, Daniel Jones. And,
Yeah, that's a rebuild. I
yeah.
think. is what that's
Commanders,
looking
like, again, at least Commanders have Jaden Daniels to watch. Like
and
that'll be
he's
fun.
going to be fun.
That'll be fun.
Like I said before, I think Drake May is going to be better overall, but boy, oh boy, is it going to be, because he has no weapons. He's going to be doing everything himself.
yeah, and then again, just watching what the Cowboys do every year. They did sign CeeDee Lamb,
Finally.
but I don't know. Like they're
Ezekiel
just,
Elliott's the running back,
again,
bro.
that's the thing. Is this the worst running back division in football?
I think it is. Well,
Saquon plays for Philly.
Saquon's in
Thinks. I
Philly,
think
there you go.
Saquon saves him, but
Yeah.
there are some like Austin Eckler 4 years ago would have been cool, but Austin Eckler is. I think he's going to be very disappointing in
Yeah.
Washington. I just don't think he's going to be well there.
It's going to be a little bit of a wake-up call when he realizes how much that Chargers offense catered to him.
Yeah. I think their new ownership is going to do wonders for them. Like their year 2 of their new owner. Like it's
Yeah.
just going to be like, hey, we're going to start putting our own kind of footprint on the team.
Yeah.
But it's still going to take some time. Jaden Daniels is going to have a rough rookie year, but I think figure it out like later on.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys, they're just so, again, they have so many star players, so many storylines. I don't see them being good. I see Dak being better than people expect. Pardon me. But I don't see him being good. Why is his expectation so high?
Because they just spent all their money on him. Right?
No, and he's had some good games, and
And he's had the stats. Like, his
why
numbers
does he
are there.
have these expectations? I don't get it. And I get that it's the Dallas Cowboy quarterback position. You always have expectations,
Yeah.
but why does he have these huge, huge expectations after he's played only a couple good games?
What are his fantasy points like?
He's good at fantasy.
That's-
He's a good fantasy quarterback.
That's what I think that's where, honestly, that's where that value that you're talking
and the
about
two
is.
worlds cross so much,
think
hey,
this is a
where it's
crazy
people just think
example
like,
of
man,
that,
if you're
yeah.
good in fantasy, you must be good at real football.
Yeah. When in reality, you put Dak out there in a playoff game.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing that you talked about before.
It's a
like
beautiful
just-
thing about football, man.
It's the Lamar Jackson
Yeah.
syndrome. You know, like you get there and then what?
So this is Philly's division, you think, to win?
I don't know how in the hell they could let Saquon just go to your biggest rival, dare I say.
And like there was a whole behind the scenes to the New York
Yeah,
Giants this
they were
offseason
talking to-
too, and it
yeah,
was
oh.
like, go talk to other teams. I'm signing in Philly.
Yeah.
Ooh, we probably shouldn't let you
Like,
talk to
why
other
would you
teams.
do that? Yeah.
And like the fact that they have so much cap space still because Hurts is still on his rookie deal, Kelsey retires, so they
Yeah.
get some money there. They're dangerous. Like they got
That's
again
gotta be
AJ
Philly.
Brown, they got Hurts,
Yeah.
they got Saquon, they got Devontae Smith, they got Goddard. Their offense is like they will have to replace an All-Pro center in Jason Kelsey, but man,
you know what you do.
they're so good.
Just get a big guy that does that quick sneak like they love to do all the time.
Yeah.
You know,
But yeah,
just-
like after their start, like yeah, I think they came out too hot last year. Injuries caught
Yeah.
up to them. They're 11-1, and they just fizzled.
They
Sometimes you gel too quickly, and it's like we
it.
fizzled, and it's
All
just it's a
about
long
timing.
season. It's hard to maintain, right? And it's just
Congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles, winners of your NFC West? East? That was
West.
close.
Yeah, Philly's way on that West Coast, man. NFC
tried.
West, your boys,
There
the
it is.
Cardinals, the Rams, the Niners, the Seahawks. We already kind of talked about it. I don't see any way the Niners lose this
No.
division. Like they are.
The only way they lose is if Trent Williams doesn't sign
Yeah.
and Christian McCaffrey gets hurt first game. That's the only way they're
I
going to
still
lose.
think they might win. That
They-
defense.
I'm not
defensive
ruling them
line-
out. I'm saying that's the only way they
Yeah,
could possibly.
That defensive line.
They're so good.
is
The whole team is so good.
That whole defense, what Kyle Shanahan and what John Lynch have built there in San Francisco
It's incredible.
They've just gone through waves. Hey, it's boom or bust.
Yeah.
They've never been like
Big
9
time.
and 8.
Nope.
They're always either 14-2 or 2-14.
Which is really smart because the lower you finish, the better you get for a pick.
Thank you, Gary.
It's the reciprocal wheel. Welcome to Football 101
Thank
with
you, Gary.
Kroker and myself.
But I can see the Rams and Cardinals giving them good games.
I appreciate you saying the Cardinals because I do appreciate
They're a lot better
that.
than people think they are.
And they're going to be a lot better than last
And
year.
Kyler Murray,
stay healthy.
Kyler
That's
Murray
it.
can steal a game or two. He's like
Yeah.
a hot goalie on a bad team. He
There
will
you go.
steal you a game or two,
Yeah.
but he's not like he's not a cornerstone yet.
No.
I think he plays well this year. He can definitely be a franchise cornerstone. You're paying him like he should be.
Yeah.
But he's a good quarterback, man. He's got 3 Texas high school state titles.
It's crazy.
And I know it's high school and whatever, but you don't just win Texas state championships, let alone 3 of them, and never lose and not be good at football and not have that dog in you, right? Like, people call him soft or whatever. You don't play Texas high school football, like 6A, win it all, and like he is the best Texas high school football player ever. Like,
It's
and it's not even close.
It's true.
And people kind of forget that. It's like, oh, he's soft, he likes video games.
He's small.
He's got the dog in him.
This
He's
and
got
that.
the dog in him.
Let the
I think
dog
he
eat.
needs someone to like kick him in the dick every day. Or like just like piss him off, or just like make fun of him, like, oh, your KD ratio on Fortnite's not that good. Hey,
that's
bud?
the one.
Like, just like get real under. I think if he's one of those guys where if he gets pissed off, he's gonna be awesome. But nothing
Motivated.
really pisses him off. Like, he's just kind of like, yeah,
You got to
whatever,
find
right?
what motivates them.
Seattle, I love Geno. I love Geno Smith.
It's a success story,
But
man.
he's got a good receiving core with Metcalf and
Lockett.
Smith.
Jingba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got good weapons.
Kenneth
Running
Walker,
Kenneth
running
Walker.
back.
The offense is not what I'm worried about. Their defense, it's
Whatever
not
happened
the
to the
Richard
Legion
Sherman
of
days.
Boom?
It's not the Legion of
Yeah.
Doom days anymore. Their defense has become a little soft. Their 12th man thing isn't as cool as it used to be, right? Like, they don't have that awesome home field advantage anymore because, like, when you're not that awesome, you know, the crowd doesn't
people
get
don't show
too
up as
fired up.
much, yeah.
They're Seattle fans. You know, they're not your diehard fans. It's just kind of, if they're good, they're going to be awesome. But I
think that's pretty much the picture right there.
the
It's-
Rams,
it's
man.
the Niners, and then those 3 could
Yeah.
all sort of finish second.
The Rams, man.
Do you think the Rams go?
They're
Blake
old.
Corum, dude. I drafted Blake Corum
They're
in my
old.
budget draft because I had no
Yeah.
money left.
They're old.
And if he can get, because I think Kyrie Williams is their starting running back right now.
Yeah.
Blake Corum from the Michigan Wolverines.
Oh, yeah.
That's my dude. I'm a huge Wolverines guy. I really like watching that dude run. You want to talk about running angry?
Mm-hmm.
That dude runs angry.
Quickly for college, how do you think Michigan's going to do this year?
Not good.
That said it all.
Not good.
They
Not
lost
just
they lost
losing. Not just
everybody.
losing players, but your coach as well. Like
The whole identity of the team is going
yeah.
to be different, and I think they lose every
it'll be
they'll
bad.
go to a bowl game.
Oh, yeah.
They'll win 7, but they're going to have a tough go. And then next year they'll get back to being Michigan after
Exactly.
that, but it's going to be a tough.
This season
road for
will
them.
totally be worth it because of last season.
Yeah.
No one cares.
I'm just so happy
Thank you
Florida
for the
State
title.
lost that opening game.
That was Georgia Tech,
I
eh?
hate Florida State.
Wow.
That DJ ukulele guy, I hate him. I hate him. Just that guy, I'm way better than Clemson. I'm going to Oregon State. You're playing no one at Oregon State, man. I'm
Yes,
coming
sir.
back to my revenge game. Sweet checkdowns, man. If any, like
He's
that
not
guy
better. He's
hurt
not
his
better.
draft stock. He's never getting drafted by an NFL team now. After that performance, it's like, ooh, God. Anyway, again, pick 6 king. So what do I know? NFC North. I think this is going to be a very interesting one too, with Bears, Lions, Packers, and Vikings. You don't know who's going to win this division going into the year.
The Lions. And I only say that because I had the Lions last year. I picked them preseason, and as you know, they got damn near.
I think they're going
It
to be.
was so close, and that's still fresh in my mind. So that's what's got me thinking about them.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it'll happen or not, I think Green Bay is very, very good. I feel like Jordan Love's really figured out. They're super young, but they've bonded through an incredible season. Like last year, we saw Jordan Love go from a bust to like a superstar.
Highest paid player in the league.
Yeah, like it's insane. Just that
I think
amount
he
of
deserved
growth.
that though.
We'll find out.
And he did not play a lot of football, and
We
he
will
got
find out.
a paycheck.
Yep.
And it's like, did they
Wait.
jump the gun on it? But that's the thing. You have to. Someone was going to pay him anyway, so you have to pay him, and he is good.
And in Green Bay, you've only had Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Bart
Like-
Starr. Well, Bart Starr.
No, but I'm talking about like,
Yeah,
you know what I
I
mean?
know,
Like
yeah.
turnover. Like they only commit to the best.
Mhm.
So I feel like they have a pretty good track record of knowing who to throw money
Yeah,
at.
you're right. You're right.
So with that in mind, if anyone's ever going to be allowed to take sort of a leap, I think it's them.
And also too, like classic with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, like he's doing some great things with some not so great receivers, right?
Yes.
There's that North Dakota State guy that they have. I forget his name. He was Christian Watson.
There you go.
Weapon.
Yeah.
He's pretty good, but after that, it's like, classic Green Bay, right?
Romeo
we'll bring in Josh
Dobbs.
Jacobs.
Yeah,
and
Romeo
and it's just like,
Dobbs.
who?
Yeah.
Like, but he just makes it work, right? So
That's it.
he's just a typical, he seems like a Packer quarterback now.
Yeah.
When they drafted him, they let him sit for 3 years. Now
That's
he's going
it.
to start. Classic
what they do.
Packer, and
Yeah.
they all end up awesome. How does no one just copy what the Packers do?
It's too hard,
Everyone
man.
always rushes them.
No one has the
whatever.
patience.
Like,
That's it.
just
Do you know what it
stupid.
might be, actually? And I just saw this right now. They're community owned, right? Just
Yep.
like the Riders?
Yep.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the fact that they're community owned sort of has something to do with management not having to rush to get that next guy in line and ready to go.
Well, I grab a beer. What about the Vikings?
Here we go. Let me tell you about the Minnesota Vikings. So, you don't got a quarterback. You you had one, and then you let him go. So Mr. Cousins is now gone. You do have yourself a hell of a wide receiver in Justin Jefferson. You did go and get yourself an Aaron Jones out of Green Bay, which is weird. Another running back staying in the same division. A really good running back.
Hot take, though. I
Here
think
we go.
Sam Darnold's going to be
Tell me he's going to be good.
I think he's going to be awesome.
I hope so. That
Like-
guy's, he's had nothing.
He's never had a good receiver.
Right? Like,
Really,
he's
like
had
he's never
nothing
had a
but
good receiver.
garbage his whole
He's
life.
always been surrounded by just whatever. He was good at USC. Again, he was a good high school quarterback as well. I know that usually doesn't translate later on, whatever, but like he's got the DNA to be a good quarterback. And people just don't forget that, right? Like a lot
in
of
ya.
things need to go right for a quarterback in order for you to succeed, and he's
Yeah.
never had a lot of that other stuff. Like Adam Gase was his freaking coach, guys. But it was just like when
loser
J.J.
of-
McCarthy went down because he was looking good. It was like, I think J.J. is
that's
going to
the
be the
biggest.
guy here. Darnold's a perfect backup there, I think. Justin Jefferson, just so good. Him and Jamar Chase. I can't decide
Yeah.
who's the best receiver in the league because they're
They're
just
right
they're
there.
1A, 1B.
Jordan Addison.
Yeah,
Like,
and
they got
Addison
some
too. But didn't he
studs.
get hurt?
I think so.
Yeah, Hawkinson's out for a while.
he's
Like
yeah.
it's just, I think they're going to struggle. I think the Detroit Lions are going to be the most disappointing team in the NFL.
Jeez.
Because man, like they can't replicate what they did last year.
Not even
That was
with
such a heartwarming story, and like they were so bad for so long, and then they're so good. I just think they're going to have a big emotional letdown this year.
And is it going to be through the offense or through the defense or just as a whole?
I don't know because they're like you
'Cause they
can't
got it
find a
all
hole.
going,
They're a
right?
team,
Right,
They're a
like, that's the
squad.
crazy
They're
part.
a squad, man. They got Montgomery and Gibbs running the ball. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown. You got the seasoned
Laporta.
veteran quarterback.
Sam Laporta, tight end.
You got
yeah.
the young tight end, good O-line, and a
Yeah.
very solid defense.
defense is
A
tremendous.
leaky defense sometimes.
Aiden Hutchinson, baby, another
I
Wolverine.
know.
And you
Again, that's
said
the thing,
J.J.
they're
McCarthy, all
young.
these Wolverines, dude.
They're
making
young,
their way.
and that's the thing. They're young,
Yeah.
but they got the Jared Goff leader, veteran guy. I just don't know why. It's just a feeling. I think
Yeah.
they're just going to be a letdown because they were so good last year. I don't
Yeah.
know. They're Detroit. They
I
can't
know.
keep this up.
Just like
It's
Cleveland.
weird. Like it's weird having the Lions when they were good and they went to New Orleans for that playoff game that one time. It was just weird seeing them be good. And you're
Yeah.
like, what the?
What is happening here? Yeah.
But maybe that's the new norm. They're just going to be good forever. Dan Campbell's the new Belichick or something like
Wouldn't
that,
that
right?
be
Like
wild?
it's just.
Everyone seems to love him, man. What do they call him? Like super coach or
Yeah,
something? They got like
I
a
just-
sexy nickname
I
for him.
don't know about. I'm just not. I am sold on their team. I'm just not sold on like the
That's
history
interesting.
and their like.
Well, it's all you're saying is it's
It's
basically
almost
just
like, again, the Jags, them, and
Jacksonville
Browns
and
are
Cleveland.
cursed. They're just
Yeah.
cursed. It seems like, and
Put
the
Detroit in
Vikes
there.
too, right? Like
Yeah.
they just seem like
Oh,
these
yeah.
franchises that are just never ever going to win
just can't get it.
until they do.
Here's
But I
hoping.
just think Detroit. They're just always my entire life. They've always been Barry Sanders and bad. And Megatron.
Obviously,
Barry
Megatron.
Sanders, Megatron,
Yeah.
and bad.
Hey,
That's
don't forget
just-
Rodney Pete. So Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah, don't forget Joey Harrington too. Rodney Pete
Hey,
was
Oregon
even that
Duck.
good in Tecmo Bowl.
I know. That's the funny part. I always laugh. My brother Davey did a season with him the other
Yeah.
day, like last week. He's like, "Oh yeah, man, so good, Barry Sanders." Barry Sanders like, "How's your passing go?" He's like, "Oh, you don't pass. It's Rodney Pete." Like,
Yeah.
of course.
And Rohan Davey, I think, was his backup back in the day or something like that.
Very well
Yeah,
said. So you're not taking Detroit. Who are you taking?
I like the Packers.
Yeah.
I like I like the Bears. I think
I'm on
Caleb
record.
Williams.
I'm on
think
record.
Caleb Williams is going to be.
I know he is now because I said he's going to be the worst
Yeah,
bust
I
in
know,
history. So
but-
I just like willed it into fruition. He's going to be incredible.
Everyone just kind of not made their assumptions because again he had the whole crying game at USC.
Man, he did
which I
so
thought
many,
was so like,
much
don't do
stupid
that.
stuff, right?
know.
And it just turned me off of him. And
But
I just
was it
I couldn't
stupid,
see
or is
it.
it just the new age of stuff now, right?
Well, that's what
We're
it is.
so used to quarterbacks being these clean-cut guys that are
Yeah.
just so normal, basically robots, right? They're trained from when they're 10.
That's
this
true.
guy's not that mold. So that's why everyone's like, he sucks. But it's like, man, have you seen him throw the ball? It's pretty
good.
magical.
Yeah, what do you say?
but-
4-0 in the preseason?
Yeah. Not again, that's preseason. Again, the 0-16 Detroit Lions finished 4-0 in the preseason.
Yeah, no,
So
I get it.
It's important to know that, but they are good and young. They got a lot of weapons. Keenan Allen's there. They got, like, you know.
Roma Duze.
Yeah, they're pretty solid across the board. Defensively, they got weapons. Like, it's just.
Who's running the ball there?
Ready. No one. Like, they've got no one running the ball for them, man. Couldn't even tell you. I don't even know.
Luckily, I don't think we care too much either.
Yeah, no, whatever.
You're not saying Chicago's going to.
No.
Okay,
No.
good.
NFC South.
There
Probably
we
my
go.
least favorite division in football.
I love this. Let me just start this right now. For the AFC, we took the Steelers to win the division and then win the Super Bowl. The NFC, we took the Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons to win the South and to win the Super Bowl. The odds were very nice because the odds were huge. And
Understandable.
yeah, rightfully so. And not only that,
There's a reason.
I feel like this Kirk Cousins, it's the same thing as Pittsburgh. I feel like that team in Atlanta has been so good. They just haven't had a quarterback. Desmond Ridder, bro, that's all I got to say.
He was so
He's
bad.
a freaking backup in
Seattle, I want to
no,
say.
he's a backup in Arizona. He's a Cardinal
Yeah,
now.
he
I
is
just saw him the
Arizona,
other day.
that's right,
And he's the worst.
He's not great.
Here, I got Coach Mazer on here right now. Hey, I just got you on with Kroker. We're on his podcast right now, buddy. Say hi.
Hi.
Nice. Hey, how do you feel about the Atlanta Falcons winning the Super Bowl?
I like that. I like that a lot. I don't think it's going to happen, but I like that's bold. They got a lot of breakout potential.
And they have a quarterback finally. They have two quarterbacks now
Drake
with
London.
Michael Penix.
I'm high on Drake London. I
Drake
think
London,
no one's thinking
Kyle
about Drake
Pitts,
London.
all those guys.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just wanted you to say hi. I'll call you when we're done.
Well, you don't have to call me. Are you going to cut this out of the show?
Nah, maybe. Probably not, though.
He always puts everything. He just finished talk. Maggie had a big barking attack, so that he said we keep it all in the podcast.
I would love to eat a Kroker stir fry because it just puts everything in it. Okay, bye.
That was the opposite of Costanza there, Mizey.
That's my co-host for the Dude Podcast, the great Ryan Mazie, aka Coach Number 2.
Beauty.
So yeah, I feel like this is exactly like the Pittsburgh situation. You have an incredible team that's just been lacking a quarterback.
Yeah.
And now you give them two quarterbacks. If Kirk Cousins gets hurt, because he tends to do, you got Michael Penix Jr. to
The
step up.
seasoned vet.
He might be like 27
He's
years
like
old.
38.
Yeah, wow. Rookie, drafted this year.
The new Brandon Whedon. Remember when he got drafted for
yes, dude.
28, pitched in the minors for like
Man,
4 years?
that was wild.
I know.
I love how
Classic
people,
Brown.
I love
That's
how
why the
guys do it.
Browns are the Browns. Yeah.
You get it, yeah. So just to know that those guys are there and to have a security blanket, and if Kirk Cousins doesn't get injured, that means he's lights out. Like they have weapons, they have an incredible offense, they have a fun defense, and they finally have quarterbacks, just like Pittsburgh. So that's that was my reason behind both those teams was if all that was missing was a quarterback from these awesome teams that we've seen the last couple of years, this will be it.
I still think this is such a garbage division.
It is.
Like,
it's
just-
gross. It's totally gross.
This is the new Colts Jags. Yeah, like this is just.
Well, no, the South has been pretty garbage for a while, I think, too, hasn't it?
No.
Let's get through the teams.
Well,
Maybe
when
I'm
the
just.
Saints, when the Saints were a wagon, right? The Tampa
Yeah,
Bay
when
Buccaneers
Drew
recently
Brees
won
was
a
there.
Super
I
Bowl.
guess Tom
Carolina
Brady's,
with Cam
yeah.
Newton. Like it used to be fun because all of them had like just like really
guys.
cool players, right?
Yeah.
But now it's just kind of like, right? Like I don't want to watch the Carolina Panthers.
No.
Like Bryce Young.
Yeah.
I
But
want
if you're
to watch
doing-
it just to see him improve. It's
if
like,
you're
man,
doing-
can he do anything? Because last year was
Yeah.
rough, right?
If-
But they don't have anybody.
If you're doing a fantasy sleeper, he'd be a great fantasy
Yeah.
sleeper because there's nowhere to go but up for that guy. He's got a
Adam
year
Thielen,
under his
Adam
belt.
Thielen took me to the playoffs.
Yeah,
last
that
year,
was
man.
out of
Adam
nowhere,
Thielen
hey?
was the best waiver wire pickup. The Saints, though.
What are you doing,
Derek
right?
Carr, I hate watching Derek Carr play football.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Derek. Like, I think Derek Carr is a good quarterback. I just don't like watching him play.
Yeah.
Because it's just, okay.
That's
meh.
it.
I don't know. I'm just not high on Derek Carr, right?
Yeah.
And I think that Spencer Rattler guy is going to take over for the Saints at that fifth-round quarterback out of South Carolina.
What
He's a
about
really good
that
quarterback.
Taysom Hill? Is he?
No, he's Mormon, whatever.
They would legit had him as
Speaking
their
of guys who are
backup
like
for a while.
35.
Yeah. Gee.
That guy's old.
But he plays every position.
I think
It's
the Bucks.
crazy.
I think the Bucks could maybe surprise. I think Baker with
Baker,
his year 2
Mike
there, and
Evans.
like he's the guy there. And
Yeah.
like I don't know. I've
Godwin.
always had a soft spot for Baker. I don't know why.
Rashad White.
Yeah, like I think
Cade
it might be Tampa because I just don't think the Falcons. I don't know. Everything's riding on Kirk.
Yeah.
Everything's riding on Kirk,
Yeah.
and I don't like taking teams that are like, hey, we're all in on one guy. If he plays good, then we're good. I'd rather go with maybe the Bucks. The Saints aren't there yet. The Saints are good, but they're just not there
We
yet.
didn't even talk about weapons like Alvin Kamara.
Oh,
And he's old now too.
Yeah.
Like who else? Like Rashid or whatever. There's a guy.
Yeah, they got a couple.
He's on the
receivers.
waiver
Yeah,
wire.
they got a couple receivers that are okay. Yeah, the Saints are
Olave,
just kind
Chris
of a,
Olave.
Yeah, Olave is good.
Yeah.
But again, they're kind of a team for me that's like if they're on, I'd rather watch something else,
Yeah.
right? I just like I don't have like a ticket NFL ticket or anything like that. I just have the straight up cable.
Yeah.
So I only hit 2 games a week. Sometimes 3 if I'm
You're like,
lucky.
we're lucky. Yeah, if you
Right,
get that
one's
local
always-
network channel.
One's always the frickin' Bills from CTV Ontario.
That's it.
And then one's the other, like, oh, who's gonna be? And so it's like,
The coin
if it's
toss.
ever the Raiders, it's always I'm like, I don't want to watch the frickin' Raiders. I don't want to watch the Saints. I don't want to watch the Falcons. Like,
You know what I just thought of? Maybe we host football watching days here.
that'd be fun.
We have 3 different TVs we could have going.
Yeah. Just have it in like the little streaming studio over there. We
Yeah,
just sit
even
there and
then.
hang out and then talk.
Set up all our food
Yeah,
here. We
let's
could
do that.
Yeah.
Frick, that'd be a great time.
We could even promote it and
Yeah.
maybe advertise it.
There we go.
Look at us
Look at
being
us. Hey,
creative.
look at us. Look at us.
Back to work, yeah.
yeah.
I gotta say Atlanta because I literally have money on them.
Okay. What's your Super Bowl prediction then? Who do you think's gonna win? Let's get a non-sexy pick and a sexy pick. Like a realistically, who do you think's gonna win this year?
Realistically, I think it comes down in the AFC to Houston and to Kansas City. And I think that it's just going to be Kansas City again because that's the most boringest outcome we could possibly
AFC
have.
Championship, you have Houston versus Chiefs. Chiefs winning.
Yeah. And over in the NFC, I think if Christian McCaffrey stays healthy, San Francisco will be there. And just, man, like after that, really, where do you go, right?
You go Eagles, you go Cowboys, you go Lions, you go
no.
Packers.
Maybe the Lions. Maybe the Lions.
I want to pick the Lions, but I don't.
Or no,
I just
you
don't
know-
think they're going to be good. I know they're good. They're going to be good. They're just going to be a letdown team. They're going to get like a wild card spot.
Atlanta. San Francisco, Atlanta.
So I think for me, I think the Chiefs are three-peating.
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs.
I'll put the Chiefs
man,
through.
they're too good. Like even the fact they don't have any real good receivers.
Yeah.
They're just good. Their defense is good. They got Kelsey. O-line's good.
It's
And
Kansas
again,
City,
Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes, right? Like
Kansas City, San Francisco Super Bowl.
if
Give
I
it back
didn't-
to Kansas City.
If you couldn't pick the Chiefs in the AFC, who would you pick?
Houston.
Houston.
Yeah. Sexy pick, Pittsburgh.
I'm picking the Bengals.
You were on them
I
hard.
think the
I
Bengals
like
are going
that.
to win the Super Bowl this year. I think Joe Burrow is going to be just.
Okay,
lights.
that's your
I think
crazy
he's-
pick.
So I think that's my crazy pick.
Okay.
And then at the end, my other crazy pick might be
Okay.
the Packers.
I like it. And
Like the Packers, like with Jordan Love and with some of their weapons, like Christian Watson, I think is going to take a big leap here.
and who's your normal pick for NFC? For the finals, NFC finals.
NFC Finals, if it was an own pick, 49ers.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think Packers or Eagles.
You already said Packers.
Eh,
So you got Packers,
And the Cow-
Niners, and you got Kansas City.
The NFC outside of the Niners and Eagles isn't that great.
Yeah, that's
Like
what
it's
I mean.
just it's
That's
really
what I'm
wide
saying.
open, right? So if
This
those
is
two
cool.
teams struggle, it could be really anybody in there. I think the Bengals are going to win the Super Bowl this year. I'm
And
picking the Bengals.
I like
I'm
that. a
all in
lot.
on the Bengals.
And I'm taking the Falcons. Those are our crazy picks. And I'm also taking the
God,
Steelers.
those are so bad.
I want a Falcons Steelers Super Bowl, baby.
If we
Can
get
you
a Falcon-
imagine?
If we get a Falcons Steelers Super Bowl, we're in trouble.
No, dude.
That's
Trust
Actually,
me.
that would be
If
utter
that happens,
chaos during the season. Actually,
if that happens, not only will that be utter chaos, that means that we have cashed in both of them winning their AFCs and NFCs,
Yeah.
and one of them is going to win a Super Bowl. So we're
Yeah.
going to have money to spend here. Is what we're going to
There
have
we go.
from these early dirty
There we
bets.
go.
Love that dude so incredibly much. The great Clayton Kroker, who you know from all of his incredible videos that he's putting out there and doing all of the best of stuff and so much more. And he's been so generous with his time, and he joins us here whenever we can get him in. And he's hits me up last second, says, "Hey, I got this video. Let's go do it." And we go do it. And then all of a sudden, you get those really cool 224 Breaking Bad commercials and all the other fun stuff that we've done. So thank you again to Kroker. I do really appreciate the Packers losing Jordan Love yesterday, 3 to 6 weeks with an MCL sprain. That was his pick. The Falcons losing. So those were our two picks for the Super Bowl. Losing to the other team that I had, the Pittsburgh Steelers, yesterday. So those curses still exist, and they are still very strong out there. It's always good talking football with our main man. We'll get him in here. Hopefully this week we'll have another checkup and see how old Kroker's doing, as it's always a great visit whenever he stops by. That whole interview that we took that from, by the way, was part of his food and sports podcast, which he had us on, and we're so thankful to him for thinking of us. All right, before we head out here on this Monday afternoon, we are going to talk very quickly one more time about the Elmwood Fall Feast. September 19th is the day the money raised goes towards transportation for adults with disabilities. Just like my Auntie Susie and all of her bros. And it's so cool. Whenever you go to like a Blades game or sporting events or to the exhibition or anywhere where you go and you see people with Elmwood or with Cosmo, your day just gets better. And the reason your day gets better is because they are so unbelievably happy to be out of the manor or out of the lodge or wherever they're getting out of for a couple hours and doing really cool stuff with. So the money raised at the Fall Feast goes to transportation for everyone. September 19th, Prairieland Park, ElmwoodYXC.ca is where you go to get hooked up with those tickets. It's going to be a lot of fun. There it is right there. Look at that. I love these banners, and we got the poster in the back. It's very cool stuff. What else did we have to get to today? I just told you, not you, my boy, Phenom. Phenom, say hi again real quick. Look at that. He's the only character in the history of any show, besides the Addams Family, that is just a hand. We have a hand that just walks in, he just climbs up on the table and just does all this stuff. It's very cool, very unique. But I just finished telling him, right before he whooped my ass at Super Smash Bros., like, we'll do this, this, and this, and then we'll get out. I only got one of them. My brain is only working at about 20% today. I know you're, funny joke, oh, that's normal. It is true, that is normal. So I guess I'm at like 5%. Whatever it is, it's very tough when you got that cloud over you from not sleeping for 2 days. I did say, if you want to be a part of what we're doing here, if you want to join this team, if you're a content creator, if you're putting out an event, you're organizing a function, you need some more eyes on it, you need to get some promotion, or if there's anything you want to do, let us know. Head over to dufferinav.com, okay? And once you get to dufferinav.com, magic will happen. Very easy, very streamlined, that whole website right here, dufferinav.com. Put together by the incredible Royal Anders. I told him, I said, I hate computers, I hate technology. I just want to go to a website, find very easily what we want, and then go from there, and that's exactly what this thing is. There's no ads, there's no anything. You scroll down, you find a show you want, boom, off you go. You scroll down, you find contact info, you let us know, and we'll begin helping. Like our buddy Kev over at Hammer Time Roofing. Shout out to Kev. That's where it happens. That's the magic. And it's very cool. New Pulse Power with Aiden out today. We love those. If you're stiff and sore and can barely move, those shows, they will help you gain back your mobility. Tomorrow, we got the viewing room, another episode. Those guys are so good. Dragon and LB just crush it every single time. At the Bamford & Co. podcast on Wednesday, we've had a lot of people tell me. I didn't even know I was learning stuff. I just thought I would check it out real quick. And all of a sudden, they're here talking about rates and mortgage stuff and selling and buying and stuff I could never fathom. So we're all learning without even knowing it with the Bamford & Co. podcast, new episode every Wednesday. So if you're into anything that involves sort of realty, they got you covered there. Our good friends over at Aquaman Limited. Love Aquaman Limited. Bro-in-law, D-Rock. Not just underwater drone inspections. We're talking water sampling, water monitoring, water sampling. Again, so much more. Those are the big three that I sort of had memorized, but they do a lot of stuff over there at Aquaman Limited. To Kim and everyone else over at Nickel Plumbing and Heating. My man Jeff. Trying to get Jeff to start a show here. He's one of my favorite dudes. We love you guys, and thank you for being aboard. Thursday, the All Out Angst podcast, which we'll be recording tomorrow because we do that show. 8 episodes, I think. Very good. Very good stuff. We do that show right before we do the Tuesday Live Your Show with Uncle Mike from all of his natural products, as well as, normally I put out the shirt because I usually have one of his band shirts. Matt from all the bands, including Untimely Demise, Raven Witch, and Into Eternity. Yeah, I know, it's a lot. Then Friday, One Bad Podcast. We got all these shows rolling out, and we continue to grow. So thank you for all of your support. It means so much, and it helps us try to continue to achieve the ultimate goal of making the world a better place. A world where we're not so scared to go outside. it can get real greasy out there. So we're trying to fix that, and that's what we do here. All right, Phenom, I think it is time to bring on Frankie, and we can get back to our lives. Get back to doing our thing. And set up meetings. I gotta set up meetings, and I have more meetings. Here's a pro tip. If you ever think, I don't know why I thought that, but if you ever think like starting up a business is not gonna consist of mostly meetings, you're crazy. That's all we do. I'm meeting with my man Kinger about something really cool going over at 3 Hall. Then we gotta check in with the staff here as we have a big staff function coming up, a little meeting of the board, if you will, because everybody here is a family member of this team, and well, they need to have their say. I got my dad calling right now. Should we see what Dad has to say? That'd be good. Hey, Dad, I'm just wrapping up on the show here. I got you live on the YouTube. What's going on? Oh, that's not very fun. You're supposed to say something funny. All right. I'll call you in about 5 minutes. Thanks, Dad. Bye-bye. Another meeting. Here we go. Totally worth it, though, when you're doing something as cool as this. To the Phenom in the booth. One more time. Give me a... There he is. That's so cute, hey? How many people do you know that got Phenom like that? And that's so good at this stuff. Thank you for doing all this. And he actually let me win one game of Super Smash Bros. So thank you for doing that as well. It is greatly appreciated. To all of our friends that we saw over at the Cave last night for the Ultimate Fat Tito draft, thank you to all of you guys for being super cool and awesome and basically having a really good time. And don't forget, karma, very, very, very real. All right? So let's make sure that we do good things, and then we'll notice that good things will start happening to us, and then life gets better, and that's how we get back outside and doing things again. All right? I'm good? Okay. On behalf of all of us here at your show, the Dufferin Avenue Media Network. By the way, the Tooth Booth, Dr. Hausman Associates, this is one of those moments where we just give all the love to all the people that are helping us out. And by us, you and I. Dr. Hausman, the Big Tooth on 2nd Ave. Thank you for the Tooth Booth, my friend. I'll see you soon. I'm, what did I say, 18 months late now for my checkup? Thank goodness I still brush my teeth. We'll be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. with the All Outta Angst podcast, boys. It's going to be a great one. Until then, have a great rest of your Monday night. Enjoy Monday Night Football!